maybe because this trend has been staring at me in the eyes, okay, for the past, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, and I haven't quite caught on until now. It has been breakdancing in front of my face in a costume just full of feathers and sequins and crystals, and I've been looking everywhere but at it. Okay, I've been blind to the fact that the East-West handbag trend is huge. Okay, this isn't just the odd brand dropping a rectangular bag. Okay, this is, hold on a second, all of the sodding brands doing it. This is a big trend. We want long... No, that's not appropriate. We want shallow and wide instead of deep and Ladies and gentlemen, we are in an East-West era. Guys, if you are new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're going to love it here. So head on there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. Rectangular bags are nothing new, however. Over the last couple of years, we have seen more and more brands come out with East-West versions, most of the time of established bag styles that they already have, as opposed to square, slightly oblong, north-south. I do like the name East-West. It's like a little bit of a fun, like, instead of just sort of like the long one, it's like, oh, is that an East-West bag you're carrying? Oh my gosh, yes. You know what I'm interested in? I'm interested in a northeast. What's that looking like? But anyway, that's for another day. And this is the thing, I have fully just resigned myself to get swept up in the tide that is the East-West bags. I have gone, is that a tidal wave? I've jumped right in, okay? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about its stout. It's stout. It is stout. Hold on, what's the definition of stout? Heavy build, stout middle-aged men. That was the thing. Of an object, strong and thick. Not quite what's after, but you know what I mean, okay? That and that, ooh, all of a sudden my juices are flowing. All of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't look at you in your normal form, but now you want to cut a bit off the bottom of yourself? Give it to me. Lady Dior bag, I always looked at it and I was like, oh, isn't that a lovely bag? It's a lovely classic designer bag. But, you know, I sort of thought, oh, you know, she's very sort of like prim and proper and very sort of feminine and princessy looking in a nice way, not in a bad way at all. And even I would look at variations of it with like all black, so it's like a little bit edgier, and I was like, there's something that just doesn't, I'm not feeling anything. All of a sudden, I see this, yes, must have, obsessed. Why? Short, wide. This is just, I don't know what it is. I think part of it is it fits ever so fabulously under the arm, right? It sits nicely. They also tend to be a little bit sort of thinner, so it sits nicely close to the body. You're doing your business, you're clip-clopping away. Is it also like a weird Y2K era thing? Were the bags long in the Y2K? I don't know. I can't remember, right? But either way, I fell hook, line and sinker. Maybe also the length of it feels like a bit of a change, something a bit different, something that in this case I always felt gave it a bit of a casual edge compared to its established sister, the Lady Dior. But not all East-West bags are giving that kind of casual vibe, right? Some of them can give a rather elegant edge, which brings us to a bag that is gaining a lot of traction currently. Don't be surprised if you start seeing a lot of this. This is the Bottega Veneta Andiamo clutch, okay? She gives kind of Kelly Cut vibes. Oh gosh. A few years ago, I absolutely went on and on about how much I hated the Kelly Cut. And here I am like, hold on a second, I get you. But basically, it is the classic Bottega Intrecciato weave in a rectangular clutch. It has card slots on the inside. It's a little bit more of a wallet on chain situation. And then it's got a top handle, okay? Remember this? And then to fasten it, you have this kind of gold hardware knot that sort of threads through a little hoop at the front. You can also choose to kind of put the fastening inside the bag for a little bit more of like a non-hardware look. Don't know why you'd want that, but there you go. You've got the option. But listen, the girls are catching on, okay? This comes in black fondant, which is their like chocolatey brown, and cognac. Best believe if they did this in a juicy orange, if they did this in the, I will never forgive them for what they did to the chlorophyll. Or they do that in something like fun and interesting and a blue with the gold hardware. Magical. That is stunning. Speaking of Bottega, their very popular Andiamo bag that, you know, was like a potential it bag of last year, carried by simply everybody, it seems. They released that bag, and when they saw its success, guess what? They brought out a little East-West version. Okay? Cut her in half, give her some length, off we go. By the way, links will be below or in the shopping button on the screen. Then there is a bag that A, I'm obsessed with. Okay? And B, I've already been seeing people like attending Fashion Week carrying this. Once again, potential to be hot. Either way, I mean, I'm just going to say, like I said it first, whatever, just putting that out there. This is the Alaïa Le Teckle. Fun fact, okay? A few of you guys were telling me in the comments of the first time I mentioned this bag, Le Teckle means sausage dog in French, or like, you know, dachshund, dachshund, whatever is the correct pronunciation. And that just makes me love this bag even more. That is the cutest thing in the world. Okay, that to me is more cute than the Thom Browne sausage dog bag, okay, because the clue is in the name, and it's not so on the nose with it. Anyway, it's a fantastic bag. This comes in 2 sizes, a small and like a regular or a medium size. I love the drop of the arms on it. I like the fact that she's like quite simple and sleek, but she's not boring, and I think part of the fact that she's not boring is the fact that she is short and long. Absolutely amazing, okay? Don't ask me why, but I'm obsessed. Now, currently available in white, black, a light like a blush pink and a red, but they did tease a rainbow of colours on their Instagram, and I am waiting. I am waiting for my moment to strike, okay? I need either the turquoise or the bright yellow. Either way, one of those bags is coming home with me. Okay, 100%. I love this bag. I think it's great. Alaïa quality. Comes with a little mirror inside. If that's something that you're bothered about, excellent. But that is just such an easy, under the shoulder, go about your life, give a pop to your day. It's casual. I'm foaming at the mouth over it. It's casual, but it also could be elegant if you wanted a shoulder bag evening moment. I love it. The Row even has recently dropped the Margot in an East-West version. I mean, I slightly think that the East-West could have been slightly more shallower just to really drive it home. I love one that's like really short and really wide, because that just looks ridiculous in like a really fun way. But so I think they could have trimmed a couple of inches off the bottom, like we all know we should when we go to the hairdresser, and then we, you know, there's a negotiation and oh, just the bits that need to, just the dead bits, and she's like, well, actually all that's dead, and you're like, okay, fine, just like a centimetre off the bottom, thank you. Speaking of a bag that has been dubbed to be the next Birkin, lol, the shoulder Birkin is being re-released for Spring/Summer 2024. This is a 2011 style under Jean-Paul Gaultier when he was creative director for the house, and this is a fantastic bag. She's effortless, she's cool. Victoria Beckham carried this in her WAG days. I mean, she's still a WAG, but you know what I mean. You know that time, the Roland Mouret time. Yes, you know. But yeah, it's so... It also, I think, on a East-West bag, gives more opportunity for a statement in terms of the hardware, because there's less real estate for it to really pop on, that it pops much more on an East-West version than it does in a normal version. Does that make sense? Hopping around over here, the Loewe Fold Tote, they do it in a little shoulder bag moment. What's it called? I don't know what it's called, but a similar thing. The Paseo bag, that only came out in a version like this, that is this, its style, it's a bit more slouchy. This one doesn't have hardware unless you get the chain version of it, where the strap is a chain instead of leather. The Gucci Horsebit, by its nature, is an East-West style. The intrigue is in the fact that it's a shoulder bag form. You can do a sort of like crook of the arm, but with an East-West bag it does sort of have the capacity, depending on how East-West it is, it can look slightly ridiculous. It looks great top-handled and shoulder, but in the crook of the arm, it can give flaccid tote energy. I did not create the term flaccid tote. Amelia Petrarca did in her Substack, and I think it's brilliant. There is nothing worse than one of those like really, really thin free totes that you get, and there's like 3 things at the bottom of it, and it's flapping in the wind like nobody's business. It's giving a bit of that when it's hanging off the crook of the elbow. Also, east-west bags, depending on the length, don't do well crossbody. It can look a bit cumbersome. It can look a bit like you've just sort of decided to crossbody a skateboard for whatever reason. It just doesn't, yeah, it's not working the way that it should. Something like the Ferragamo Wonder Bag, which somebody here wants to demonstrate to us, came in this was like the normal one. Also came in a north-south, right? They were like, if you want her to be a bit taller, good for you. North-south version and an east-west once again. But again, this bag is mainly top handle. You have the ability to crossbody, but especially in the east-west, like, is it really going to give the same way that the top handle is giving? I don't know. But this isn't just for the girls, okay? Pharrell has adopted a similar strategy with the east-west Alma bag, taken the classic Alma, lopped off the bottom of it, that wasn't the right sound effect, lopped off the bottom of it, done in the black leather with silver foiled monograms. That'll be interesting to see if they end up doing something similar for women's in the Alma. I think it really suits it in the Alma. They have already started to do an east-west in the on-the-go tote. Again, I think it could have slightly been, just like, oh, just an inch longer. 10 out of 10. But I do like that version of it anyway. Currently only comes in the empreinte print and the reverse monogram. East-west bags are practical, but they kind of give a little bit of the allure of what kind of TB gives. Is this like element of ridiculousness with the way that it's like its shape is so interesting. Another case in point with this, where they went really shallow with it and really long, is the Valentino Rockstar bag. I liked this bag. It went into some sales. I still wasn't quite convinced by it, so I didn't end up pulling the trigger, but I do think it was really good execution of an east-west bag with the studs at the bottom. It was pretty great. By the way, I went digging because I was like, I'm sure that this is something that Chanel got on the back of at one point. Tell me why there is an incredible, this is like, I don't remember when this came out at all, flap east-west pink with Valentine's Day charms on the chain. Oh, it's delicious and glorious and I want it. It's so good. It's so good. They also did that in black. 10 out of 10. Anyway, as you can tell, I am well and truly swept up in this trend, and I fully back if you wish to jump on the train with me. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.